Hey, welcome back to another Wednesday evening special. So we're back at Pete's. We're trying to get his fuel system buttoned up today. And with luck, we will be able to put power to the fuel pump, pressurize it, and I'll call that another win for the night. So while we were out, Pete's got some initiative, and he got the lines to the sniper. So that's done and ready for us and waiting. We got the proper adapter or check valve fitting for the fuel pump. Pete went inside to go get a bigger wrench because we're maxed out on our sizes for now. So we're getting this tightened up. We have some -10 lines, some fittings, some hose to mock up, and then we're gonna get this in the back set by the fuel tank. And John is over there taking apart the adapter plate for where we're gonna put the ignition box, which is nice. He just cleaned it up because one good thing about this ignition is the holes exactly line up with the other ones. So we're just going to use that same mount, clean it up, and get that thing ready to rock and roll here in short order. It'll probably take longer to clean up that aluminum bracket than anything else. So we're gonna put the gear oil, the synchro mesh, and the TKX today because I need my little pump back to do another project at my house. And yeah, we're just gonna keep jobbing it out.
Pretty sure there's a joke in there about a pump and
so we'll keep having fun and bring you back in a bit.
Alright, I'll speak to you later.
Oh, find out. Well, pretty soon it's gonna be all in there.
that's what she said.
Crude.
There's almost 3 full bottles.
Yeah, it's definitely more than hour 2.
Unless it's a shrinkification with the bottles or something like that.
Well, it is cold outside.
They're not
Pete, your poor car is shrinking.
Alright, let me see here if I can.
It's so long, it's shrinking.
Yeah, it's right there at the drain plug.
What do they say? If you don't use it, you lose it? Alright. I think that's it. Because especially if you said you're right at the top.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's
I'm
right
just
there.
barely
You're good.
dipping my finger.
Yep.
Alright, there we go. Back with that. Now we gotta head on with some wiring here. So I gotta clean this little double-sided sticky tape up as well.
Not me, I'm not touching that.
So
It just needs to be said though, I'd just like to thank John for fitting that piece. That's, in fact, can you sign it?
Yeah,
I've got a permanent marker. Just put it down there, yeah?
Yep, the one.
Slow John.
The one slow John. Yeah, that looks like a good sticker for the back windshield of my car. Slow John.
I'm going to get some of them made. I'm going to have one in mine.
that means different things in England here than it does in the States though.
Yeah, that's true, it does.
What's that?
Slow John.
Slow John. Maybe like Muppet John. Bellin.
He's
John.
slow.
Yeah, John's a little slow.
Yeah, it's the same meaning over here as well.
Alright. There's the hose. And that's gonna go on. And we just gotta.
I want to paint my intake manifold green too.
There we go.
So we're gonna have to mark the bracket, and that's gonna spin around and go in there.
Like that.
Do you think we need a bracket on the filter? I mean,
I'm not convinced we do, mate.
This is holding up pretty well. I mean, it'd be nice until something cracks, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still would like to see one on there.
Yeah.
So
63 millimeters.
yeah, because what we got to do is we got to drop the plastic skid pan, drill the holes for the bracket for the pump, just to power it up and get some fuel to the front, just for proof of concept. But then we have to take it back down again and apart, drain the tank, just so we can fit the bracket for the filter. So even though I really want to get some fuel in the lines, I think we just gotta wait till we get that other bracket.
Yeah.
And do it right, because I don't want to be, you know, doing half a job on anything in here, especially on the fuel system. So, all right, well, that's pretty much where it's gonna need to be.
All right, tea time. Good night.
For now, and let's move on to something else.
Now how are you gonna get a hold of
All right.
ass?
Right.
Ready?
So what
Clear on my side.
John and Pete just did is they put the X pipe up there, just so they can mark out the spot where the oxygen sensor is going to go. So where are we looking?
There.
Oh,
We
not
had
there.
not there,
Hey,
because we're
ignore
going to
this-
put the holly in there,
Hey, ignore
Alright.
the circle
and then we're going to
spot.
put the looky in there.
Okay, the Innovate,
Wiper. Yeah.
because we have an Innovate dual sensor wideband standalone gauge there on the A-pillar that we still want to use. So we're going to use each, the stock locations, but we still need to add one, and that's where we're going to end up being. So,
Yeah.
alright.
So John did say, put the holly in there. It'll get everything fresh.
Yeah,
Closer to the header.
Yeah.
6 of 1. That doesn't. It's not going to matter by.
I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, but I mean, as close as you can get it.
That's where the room's going to be. So.
Yep.
All right, and
So yeah, there we go. So
well, I got to take this home and TIG weld the bung in there. And,
He's gonna-
the MSD is all hooked up. We got power. We're live, so we're all wired in. Good solid grounds, right to 12 volts. Coil's not far away, so it's going to be sweet. So that's about all the time we have. We got ignition set up, fuel system 90% done. All we got to do is get the brackets and mount them, mount the pump and the filters, and then we have to do some repairs on the switch panel and keep wiring this thing up a little bit more once I get the O2 sensor welded in the exhaust. And I don't know, what do you think was going to happen next week?
I don't know, but I think that looks magnificent right there. That
You
was
take that
probably-
warning sticker off there, though. That looks
I'm not doing that.
unsightly.
Whatever.
unsightly.
You're not painting mine. I'm not undoing the decal.
Well, you're going to bring back the H pipe next week
Yep.
with the
Yep.
bung in, so we can get the H pipe on.
We can do the H pipe.
We can get the O2 sensors,
And-
all 3 of them.
If
Back in.
the mufflers come in, we can get the full exhaust on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
So we can
Yeah.
be
I can bring my my saw if we need.
zing zing.
And
Oh, his new saw, new toy.
He's got to show him.
gotta use it for something.
Got-
I got a pack of blades, just in case my saw that
kind of blades
will
we
get
talking
dull that I never use. So,
Are these
I'm sure we can break some of them.
are these Peaky Blinder blades like up here blades or what do
so yeah, some good progress this week.
we want to start running bets to see if your car's running before my car's registered?
I don't know. We're talking the government here.
The speed of bureaucracy. Yeah.
I'm up for a bet.
That's because you know you'll
They
win.
put a card back on here. Get it running.
All right, we have to
When
set up
you
some
say
ground
running.
rules. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to start figuring out the plug for this to tap in for the inputs, so when we fire it up, we can set the fuel pressure.
Yep.
Because this is the only way that we'll be able to set the pressure, and it's pretty high. It's like 53 psi or something like
Yeah.
that, or
That's a
nominal.
lot.
Yeah. Well, that's when all the throttle body EFI wars kind of started. Hollies were always rated as a higher horsepower level than everybody else's, but they ran it at a higher pressure.
Yep.
So you run higher pressure, the ejectors will flow more, and therefore it'll show a higher number.
Sure.
But it's not necessarily any different or any better than everybody else. It's just higher fuel pressure.
This one's 4 injectors. Does this one have 4 injectors in it?
Oh, 8. It's got,
Eight total. Okay.
yeah, 4 on each end.
Yeah, we went for the big one.
That's right. That was the big difference. Was almost the doubling in power was the extra
Yeah,
injectors.
future project.
So,
Future block. Future everything.
and the big thing a lot of people complain about is the EMI issues. because the computer is right here, it's susceptible to a lot of ignition noise and things like that. So we got to run it first and see how things are going, and if we have issues, we're going to have to worry about shielding wires.
I was going to say that then you shield the spark plugs, if anything, because that's your first order.
And then, you know, the wires and anything that revolves around ignition or power and things like that. So, I mean, you gotta run it and see what you got first before you start, you know, trying to cover all the bases and seeing what is the final fix.
Just take it to the track and send it. just send it. Just send it.
Because a lot of guys, they talk about, like, the air cleaner picks up the RFI interference from the spark plug wires, because they usually overhang the distributor a little bit. Yeah. So that's a big thing. That it goes down the stud, and they put like Delrin or plastic carb studs, so it doesn't shine. I can't imagine that does anything.
I wouldn't imagine that.
But
whatever. I mean, you and I have been involved in like aviation tests.
Yeah.
And that's not what I would do. So no. Yeah. That's a bit much.
It's like you're desperate and you're grasping at straws, because all the plastic stud is going to do is elongate and pull out, and so.
I could see doing like some kind of isolation with porcelain bits and things like that, but minimal amounts here and there, but that is it.
I would rather run a big, like a car stereo capacitor on the power lines across the the main junctions or something like that, and adding an additional ground to the back of the engine. I don't think we have one really good ground, but I would like to see another one on here. But it's just things we can do and try and see when it comes time. So we got a lot of stuff to do and think about yet, but it's all the short game now. But too bad the short game isn't short in time frame anyway, but we'll get there. But we're getting things knocked out. Thanks for sticking with us, and hope to see you again soon.